How's it howling, everyone? My name is Vin Wolf, and here we are talking about more Smash characters. Criminy, I need another series on this channel. So today we are talking about the man, myth, and armless Rayman today. Now some of you may be wondering, of all the characters out there that I could have talked about, Tolkien, dang it. All of the characters I could have talked about, Banjo-Kazooie, Waddle Dee, I've talked about Waddle Dee, dang it. Why am I not talking about Banjo-Kazooie, Shadow the Hedgehog, Phoenix Wright, the Doomslayer, for crying out loud? There's so many more characters that could be talked about. That reminds me, how many more of these are we doing? Well, Rayman's had some interesting news lately, and there's some interesting speculation going on. So, I figured I'd throw my hat into the ring. Because that's what I do on this show, if you didn't already know. And Rayman especially was a character that when I saw the announcement for Smash all the way back in March, I thought for sure Rayman was a shoo-in. He's got to be in here, but the more I think about it, the more I start to wonder. Don't get me wrong, Rayman's got a lot going for him, and I think the biggest point in his favor is the relationship between Nintendo and Ubisoft. It's been incredibly friendly for years now. I mean, the latest Rayman game came out as a exclusive to the Switch. And then when you have projects like the Mario and Rabbids game, it's a phenomenal example of the ever-blossoming relationship between these two game companies. Plus, there's the fact that if Ubisoft gets any representation at all, Rayman is much more likely to be a playable character than an assist trophy. This is primarily due to the fact that they have an assist trophy named Sukapan. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sukapan came out in a fighting game eons ago that nobody really remembers, and then Sukapan was shown and everyone decided to talk about it, but that's not what I'm doing here today. The bottom line is that Sukapan is actually very similar to Rayman in design and concept. So, if Rayman gets in at all, he's going to be playable, not an assist trophy. It's also possible that during the August Direct, the tease of the color chairs could be referencing Rayman. Originally, I said that they were applicable to Skull Kid, but in hindsight, and looking at it more now, that shade of yellow applies a lot more to Rayman than it does Skull Kid. Also in that August Direct, someone else pointed out that a Cloud in the K. Rool trailer looked a lot like Rayman's head, and personally, I'm inclined to agree. I know there's a few people out there saying Gino, but come on, if it was Gino, that little tip on the hat would be pointing the other direction. We also know that there's a precedent for this because Sakurai did something similar during the Smash 4 wave with Pac-Man as a Cloud during the Greninja trailer. Backtracking to the Nintendo-Ubisoft relationship, we also know that in the new Ubisoft game, Starlink Battle for Atlas, Fox McCloud will be making a guest star appearance as a Switch-exclusive character. So yeah, Rayman's got a lot going for him. But remember what I said at the beginning, I almost expected him when it was first announced, but now I'm not so sure. And here's why. First of all, the Smash ballot. It just seems like too big of a factor with people like King K. Rool, Ridley, and Dark Samus being revealed. Sakurai said we wouldn't get all that many new characters, which means Rayman would have to compete with the likes of a Gen 7 Pokemon rep, Geno, Banjo-Kazooie, and numerous other popular characters from the ballot in order to make it in. It's also really hard to fill out a moveset naturally for him. I mean, he's well known for his long-range punch and his helicopter hair, but really, that's about it. Also, when you start talking about third-party characters, you gotta ask the pivotal question, how influential is the character? And honestly, I don't think Rayman is influential enough to merit his entry. And then, of course, you also have priority, and I just don't think that Rayman has the priority rating to beat out other fighters. It's certainly possible, but I personally highly doubt it. Just as a final note, I want to address the fact that Rayman was recently revealed during VidCon to be a new playable character in Brawlhalla coming out in November. And I know in the eyes of the community it really hurts his chances of getting into Smash, but honestly, I don't think it means a thing. After all, look at other characters here. Mewtwo, Ryu, Lucario, Mega Man, Pikachu, Charizard. What do they all have in common? They've been in other fighting games. Obviously, the Pokemon and Pokken Tournament, Ryu from his franchise Street Fighter, as well as Marvel vs. Capcom, which is also a game that Mega Man has appeared in. Overall, when it comes to Rayman, I'm giving him only a 25% chance. I just don't see it happening in the base roster. There's too much Sakurai would have to work around. While I may personally really want the character, after all, Rayman was one of the earliest games that I played as a kid, I just don't think he has that good a shot of actually making it, which is why I'm giving him a 25% chance. I just don't see it happening in the base roster. There's too much to be worked around, and there are other fighters that would be given a higher priority. Which is a real bummer, because, like I said, Rayman, I have a nostalgia attachment to it, and I'm not going to lie about that. It would be amazing to see him in. Just, I don't think he's got what it takes to make it into the base roster right now. I'm sorry. That's all for Rayman. Stay tuned because I have other characters. I'm finally dipping my toe into the Echo Pool, and we're going to have a good time with this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, but until then, stay blessed.